Hey guys, Dave here, JDH Reptiles. Today we're going to talk about a new purchase that we got from ARS. Take a minute, grab some coffee, whatever you'd like to do, and let's take a look and see what we got. Alright guys, and here it is. So I made a video when we first moved everybody, or we're planning to move everybody down here. And I kind of gave you a little layout of the setup, which I'm gonna do. So this is underneath our garage. We had our garage floor replaced. We have this room underneath. So this is basically an attachment to our basement, which leads into our house. So yes, I've got my kids' bikes down here, my son's moped. This is some of the rat stuff right here. So obviously trash cans, we got some bedding, some alfalfa, or actually, yeah, it's alfalfa and Timothy hay. Spare boxes. I do have summer tires for my cars over there. That is our current fan setup. We're actually going to change that. That's the fan we used when we had them outside in the shed. But we put it in that window, which has an exhaust fan on it. And I just don't like the way it's set up, so we're going to change that. But here are the rodent racks. So we use an oil-fed heater, which I'm not 100% sold on yet. I know everybody says these are the best heaters. I disagree, personally. I think when we had a forced electric fan heater, it worked better. So I had to run, in order to make this all work, by the way, there's a fish tank that I got from my father about 30 years ago. Maybe 25 years ago. Anyways, so yeah, this is kind of the way this room is set up. It's a little storage plus the rodents. So, anyways, I ran a dedicated breaker out of our box just for this room. So in order to make sure that if anything tripped, because heaters can cause that, this heater is plugged into this reel of extension cord, but that actually has its own circuit breaker built in as well. And then the cord runs back to the house, which is on its own outlet. Like I said, separate from the rest of the house. But anyways, that heater there, I'm not really sold on it. It's a new one, and I don't really think it does very well. Matter of fact, our heat down here, it's not bad. Like outside, it's probably about, I don't know, 30 degrees, not even. So we're at 57 degrees in here, okay? Outside, I think it's about 25 degrees currently. So it's not too bad, but this isn't like forced heat. It's radiant heat, and I don't think it does well enough to keep this area that warm. So that might get traded out for something else. I'm not sure yet. We tried it this time when our last one went dead, and I'm just, like I said, I'm not sold on it. I think the forced electric was better than this oil-fed crap. I don't think this, I don't know, a lot of people say these are great. I dislike them. They didn't work well for us with our snake room, so I don't use one in the snake room. I use an electric one in the snake room. Back to the racks. So again, we use ARS racks. We did not purchase these racks from ARS. I bought them from someone who went out of business, or who moved, a buddy of mine who moved and sold everything off. But these are the ARS 50 series racks, and they have just regular Norway rodents in them. So your standard rodents is what we have in those. We have a lot of spots that are empty right now. I feed a lot, plus we're in the transition of from winter time going into spring. The production will increase, which means we'll hold back more rodents as breeders, and eventually all these tubs will be filled, and this will just be packed full. But this is what we actually received the other day. So this is a 2020 rack, and we got an additional wheel set, but they didn't have the 2020 bottoms. So currently, these 2020s actually have 10 bottoms on them, the 10 series that is. So we really got like 20, not even, we got 8 20s. So we got 8 levels, so it's 16 of the 20 series tubs. And then we have a total of 10 of these 10 series tubs, 5 on each one. This rack has nothing in it right now. And this one right here just has the upper 4 done, 2 and 2. And these are actually our first colonies of ASFs. So, we're going to try out ASFs, see how they do, see if we can get them to breed for us. We're going to try and make sure that they're handleable, nice, not all sketchy and flighty, and not going to try and bite people. So we'll see. But yeah, Jamie's doing 4 sets of them. So these are, if I remember right, I think it's 4 females to 1 male per colony. Yeah. And we're going to see how they turn out, how they work for us. But here, these are just, like I said, these are just Norway rodents. So, just regular old, big old jumbo rats. But yeah, so we run 2 buckets per rack on these. And we only got 1 currently in here. But I believe I'm going to go buy another one probably the next day or 2. And I'm going to set up a second. Because I like the idea of having 2 buckets on 1 rack. Gives you a little additional water. Lasts a little longer. You know, it just helps getting through the week. So I believe that we do, or I should say Jamie does cleanings out here about every 5 days, 5 to 6 days is what we do. So that's complete clean of the tubs, tear down, wash, everything like every 5 to 7 days. I think it's 5 days though. But yeah, so this is, we use Kalmbach rodent diet. We get our Tractor Supply stuff, so our food's currently on order. I'm expecting that in probably next week, so that's our last bag to get us through the week. I'm pretty sure this can right here is full of food. Actually, that one, I think it's trash. And I don't know why it's not on a roller. I got rollers on everything else. So, I don't know if she decided to change the setup or what. Yeah, there's food right there. It's completely full. So that's usually like 3 bags that go in there. But yeah, so I've got, I think we ordered 15 bags at a time. So we did 15 bags of rodent food. Plus we did 3 additional bags of the higher percentage diet for those ASFs. So I think we did 3 bags of the, I think it's like 23 or 24% protein for the ASFs. But that's kind of how this is set up for us right now. As we continue to grow the rodents, I'm assuming a lot of those will get moved out and this wall will get completely filled with racks. At that time, like a lot of this is going to go away and we'll have a dedicated section, you know, like the tires will probably go in the corner with the bikes. But we're trying to push all the housing stuff that way, and we're just going to have one corner full of all rodent stuff, and then we're going to line this area with rodent racks. So it works out really nice. We got the LED lights throughout the whole thing. Well, I should say in this area. That's how I got them run right now. So I do need to run I want to run an outlet down here that I'm going to mount to the ceiling, to this metal ceiling here. But yeah, that's kind of the way it's set up at the moment. It's a cool setup. It just it's still obviously in its infancy. There's a lot that needs to be done, but we're proud with the way things are going here. You know, nothing can happen overnight. It all takes time. So it's a step at a time to get to where we're comfortable, where we feel we're doing right, not only for ourselves, but obviously for our animals, our rodents here. But it's a huge increase from the shed. The shed was like I think it was like an 8x10 shed. So 8x10 now to this like 30x25 space under here. It used to be these 3 racks right here. This was like max capacity in that shed. And now we got obviously 2 more racks and then all this room here. So really great. It's great to be able to increase our not only our footprint, but then obviously our output. But again, everything happens a little at a time, guys, so don't get frustrated. If you're trying to do this as well, or things like this, remember, you know, the funds are there. We could buy more racks if we want, but still got to buy the rodents. You still got to have time to do all the maintenance. You know, we don't have a team, So it's just Jamie, and then I help from time to time, but really she does 99.8% of all of the stuff when it comes to the rodents, and I do 99.8% of all the snake stuff. So yeah, it's a big change for us. I'm super happy though. I love the way it's coming out. Jamie set up the new layout here. I think it works great. I think it looks great. She's been taking a lot of time trying to clean it up and get things prepped and get things ready, you know, so when we start increasing on our supply, it'll all move really nice and smooth. So again, we're trying out new heaters. That noise you hear is this little air purifier thing. So that helps a lot. It helps immensely when it comes to cleaning and freshening up the air in this room. The good part is that the room is larger, so we don't have much of a problem with, you know, odor. So that helps as well. Like this door here, and this is what we're looking at here in Michigan. Frigid. So yeah, guys, so that's what we got here in the rodent room. All right, guys, so that's gonna be it for today's video. Hopefully it was just a nice little video showing kind of an update of what we've done. I did all this on my phone today as opposed to pulling out the camera. That way I can just put on the hand gimbal and walk around with it. But yeah, it wasn't meant to be a very elegant video, which none of my videos are elegant by any means, but hopefully it does help out. We appreciate your support as always. Thank you very much for stopping by. If you have any questions, feel free to give me a message. If I don't have the answer for it, I can ask Jamie and we can get the answer for you. But yeah, it was really just about trying to let you know what we purchased from ARS, show you kind of what we're starting to do. Again, these are all steps, okay? Nothing in that room is completed. We have a long way to go, a lot of changes to happen. And of course, even though we set things up, things are going to be manipulated until we find a perfect, you know, a perfect median of what we're happy with. So not only the way we can raise the temperature for the rodents or the room itself, the ability to give ourselves a little more space, the ability to add more racks, the ability to clean more efficient. All those things are things we will work out over the course of, I'm sure, this entire year. So there will be a lot of changes to come, but that's just a good start of where we are at. And I wanted to share that with you guys. So thanks again. We appreciate it. Make sure to like the video if you haven't already. Just click that little like button. It's free to do. Helps me out a lot. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'd appreciate that. I'm really trying to shoot for 4,000 subs this year. And again, it's free for you to do. Helps me out a lot. I'd appreciate it. If you want to be notified of when we have more videos, hit the notification bell. If you don't hit the bell, but you can still subscribe. Until next time, guys, I appreciate it. You take care, be cool, be classy, and we'll see you in the next video.